what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And today I'm going to be jumping right into a review of the Hasbro Indiana Jones figures. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you hit that sub button and hit that notification bell for more of these pop-up live stream reviews. So I want to jump right in. As you can see, there's a lot that I would like to discuss today. I'm also going to be hitting on Mezco Keaton a little bit more, talk about some additional wiring that I was able to add to the cape. As this is also for Mezco Keaton, I picked up this stuff called dielectric grease. It's not exactly what was recommended to me by Maz of Maz's Toy Box, but I do believe that this is going to help protect the rubber. It is rubber safe. So that's something that I will be bringing up again in a little bit. But the real main event for today is going to be these Hasbro figures, this Indiana Jones line. So I got hit with, not just Mezco Keaton coming in on Saturday, but Indy arriving yesterday. So just all sorts of nostalgic feels. We already have some comments here. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. Jaden's in the house. Quick plug. If you are interested in the links they're usually added to my videos. I usually try to stay on top of that. But there's Yimbo Discord's everything. But Jaden Ivory over on Instagram is one of the moderators of the Toy Pick Community Discord. It's a fantastic place if you're a toy photographer. So, I can send you the link, but the links are usually in my bio. Yes, I did get a haircut. Again, if you're here for the figure review, give me a second to catch up with my pals. So I am on spring break this week, and I usually prioritize my kids and my wife, their needs above my own. So it was really nice. I got my teeth cleaned on Monday, and then I got my haircut yesterday, and I'm feeling good. So thank you very much. Clintastic's in the house. What's going up, brother? And Dr. Space K, appreciate it, man. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. That hair was getting heavy on me. It was starting to hang. So let's jump in real quick to Indiana Jones. So as you can see, I also have a little Grogu peeking out there. That's a last second edition. I'm going to stream for about an hour today before I go leave to pick up my kids and take them to a playground. So Indy. Oh my goodness. So we all know, or maybe you don't know, that's why you're here, that this is based on the Star Wars Black Series buck. So if you have owned any of those figures, the articulation is exactly what you would expect if you have them. So in terms of there's no ab crunch or torso, anything up here. But what's really nice is you get a pretty deep, I guess it could be deeper, but a decent crunch at the waist. Not like a Mythic Legion or anything, but I've kind of made peace with the fact that because of Mythic Legions, you can have really great articulation with just the torso, I guess, ball joint. So for Indy, yeah, could you have used a little bit extra? Sure. But what you're getting is honestly, I knew what I was going to get into. Like I said, I own a bunch of the Star Wars Black Series figures. And it honestly made me on the fence about jumping into this line. Again, another line. But it's Indy. And again, huge part of my childhood. I grew up watching the movies on the USA Network in the summertime. And yeah, it's Indiana Jones. So he looks fantastic. So if we get right into people have already been rolling out pictures over on Instagram, but I think the likeness is really great. There's a lot of weathering that they did to the paint. See that with the leather jacket, which is so awesome. You can see how they did it over there, especially in the back near the bottom. And then it is a single joint elbow, but what's neat is you get more than 90 degrees. And really, that's all you need, because now, if you wanted to, you get the elbow swivel. You get the elbow swivel, but you can get them squaring up. So that's great. That's again, all I could have asked for. And then you get just enough. But then here's the nice thing. So again, single jointed knees. Now it's not going to hit the butt. However, because the way the pants are, and you got these nice feet and the ankle rockers. He can balance. Like, I've gotten him into running poses without any stand help whatsoever. So really awesome, to be perfectly honest. Like, this, for what it is everything that I would have hoped for. It's a pretty spectacular figure, to be perfectly honest. So it doesn't mean it's not without its problems. There's always problems. Hasbro got to be Hasbroing. But here we go. So see, there you go. Nice and stand. So Daz is in the house. Zip, zap, thwip, boom. Whoop. Speaking of, there we go. Yeah, man, got the fresh haircut. So let's get into the accessories. All right. So, you know, we still know that they're rocking, obviously, with the windowless packaging. So here is what you would get inside. You get 2 whips. You get the bag, which he does come out of the box wearing the bag. The pistol, the idol, and then he has 6 sets of hands, which is really nice considering, especially, you know, with Black Series. I don't think I've ever gotten, at least the ones that I've owned, with any swappable hands. All right. And then this is the whole thing. It's a build-in artifact. If we go back to the box real quick. So all of these figures are up on Amazon right now. Again, if maybe I'll do it at the end of the stream. But I will show off my storefront over on Amazon where I try to put all this stuff together. I haven't ordered anything else yet. I am very interested. I think the concept of build an artifact is actually a pretty neat idea. I just don't know if I'm going to end up doing it. Again, I love all of the movies. Well, let me say the original 3. Crystal Skulls, I have to revisit, but I remember that whole vine swinging thing with Shia, and I remember just not being super into that movie. But again, with this one, I mean, I don't know, it's awesome. Like, this is Raiders of the Lost Ark right here. So I am super torn. I really have been contemplating getting the other 3. But so far I'm being good because, yeah, I'm just trying not to add too many more toys at the moment. You know, like, I just had gone crazy with stuff. So I'm just trying to behave myself. Marianne looks cool. She's the one that I am leaning towards most, especially because she comes with a little monkey. And I thought that would go great with my Hit Monkey and Spiro toys for photo ideas. And then I forget the names of these 2 guys. But yeah, I figure if I get Marianne, then I'm like, might as well get all 5. So I've been holding off. If I do pull the trigger on Marianne, then yeah, I'll end up building an artifact. But we'll start there. We'll start there with the artifact stuff. So Indy, in terms of the Holy Grail, right? It's the Holy Grail. Yeah. Comes with these 2 pieces to it, which again are really nice. You know, they're great. There it is. Whoop. Cool little things that go on top of, yeah, right on the top of the artifact. There it is. So if I don't build an artifact, then these will be able to be placed somewhere in my Yimbonia Dio. You know, like, I'll be able to squish them down somewhere, or use them as some other type of, you know, idol that he's going to be trying to, you know, raid for lack of a better word. Now, this, I just love this. I love this so much that it came with this idol here. All right. And that's why, like, I originally thought I was just going to get Indy. But then I ended up throwing in Major Arnold. What is it? Toht? T-O-H-T. But I threw him in at the last second because I really like his head sculpts. We're going to be unboxing that one together. But I figure based on Indy, we'll know about the main things to him. All right. So like I said, comes with all these different hands. Now, this is the other piece to it, which is nice. He comes with 2 whips, which are not like, you know, these are very plasticky looking. I might try to weather them up a little bit, add some paint to them. But he has the rolled up one, which I'm going to get to. And then he's got the actual stretched out, nice, soft, malleable rubber. It doesn't necessarily, it's not posable necessarily. You're going to have to probably heat this up, or at least use like a stand or something if you want to use it in toy photography to get more of like a dynamic whipping action. But still neat because, you know, again, soft, just like the Catwoman McFarlane. And that one is even, you know, looser in terms of posability. But yeah, there you go. So that's it. It's neat that he comes with both versions of that. That makes me very happy. Let's check in with the chat real quick. So Jaden says, I was on the fence about this wave, but short round in the next wave is a must. I agree with you 110%. Can't wait for short round. They're giving him soft goods jacket, which is so awesome. Dr. Space Cape, these are actually the two figs from the wave that I wanted. See, there we go. Same brain, parallel thinking. I don't want the rest of the wave, but I definitely want short round. So yes, see, so those are my top 3 so far that I like, to me, are like must-haves in my collection. Rabbit's Den Collectible, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And you know what? Quick reason to give you guys another plug. So Rabbit's Den Collectibles, go give him a sub over on YouTube if you haven't already. If you're just finding me, I like to share out other awesome YouTube channels that I enjoy. So Rabbit's Den does some really great figure reviews. And Dr. Space Cape and Jaden have a show, Figuratively Speaking, which is really fantastic. So again, go find these channels. These guys are awesome. Hit me up for them over on Instagram. And thank you, Jaden, the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, I don't know why I was like blanking on it, but you know, like I did just rewatch Batman, and then actually this morning I was watching Batman Returns. So I got my my Keaton fill, and I'm gonna have to go back to revisit Indy. Clint says probably getting a few short rounds for customs. Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Hey, Zach is here, my man. Sequential Plastic. What's going on, brother? Yeah, Cody's in the house too. Cody, Too Much New Toys. Can't stress this enough. Go sub Too Much New Toys, his YouTube account. Go find him on TikTok and Instagram. Again, his playlist, like he has his own special playlist on my channel, my toy correspondence. So again, go hit him up because he is cranking out amazing toy content every single day. Appreciate the haircut shout out. Yeah, man. All right, Cody, I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark again yesterday. Really makes me want to get Serial Killer Site Destroyer Indy. Ooh, that's a good one. Of course, Marco, not a problem, my brother. And that's right. Tomorrow night on Thursdays, that's when Figuratively Speaking goes live. So, they're going to be joined by 88 Figs, who has been a guest on my stream, was just on Toy Talk. Again, all great toy content. And let's see, we need a Clooney Bats now. Listen, I will buy all of the Mezco. If they make these rubber suit Batmen, I will buy them all. I want the Batman Returns suit now. And I would get the Kilmer, and give, you know, and Clooney. Give me all the bat nipples. I want them all. Exactly. Mezco, yeah, when they drop them, for sure. All right. So here is like I said, this is a really, quite honestly, it's very close to a perfect figure for me in terms of what I was expecting out of an Indiana Jones. I wish there was that upper torso crunch just to get a little bit more movement, but you know, he's going to be, a lot of the shots that I've seen, a lot of the shots that I will be taking with him are going to be more exploring, rather than, and like I said, punching, some nice punch stuff, and you can get some good punches, like I love a good right hook. And there we go. So like, bam. All right. So you can get everything you want out of it. Very easy to hit those dynamic posing. Now, my issues with Hasbro gonna Hasbro. He has the holster. Amazing. The revolver. Perfect. Okay. So let's pop this off. So the peg is on the inside. Very McFarlane-like. So there we go. Let's see. The peg is on the inside of the hand. I love, again, that they gave us all of those different sets of hands for Indy. It's really awesome. The more accessories, the more head sculpts, the more hands as a toy photographer, the more use I can get out of a figure. That's just, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But, or for if you are finding me, if you are a toy collector, shelf display person, same deal. Like, you want to be able to pose them up, get them in, pretty cool stuff. So there's the revolver. Now, my two little issues. This one is with this peg wasn't so bad. It actually, let's see if I can get in there. So you can kind of see, there we go. So there is a visible nub There it is on this holster. Now it's a very soft and gummy plastic, so I did have to kind of work that in. It takes, it takes some time to get that ported in just right. I'm not even doing it now. There we go. Kind of squeezing away. So it's a little bit of a headache. See, I didn't even get it on that one. But after a few minutes of like pinching and squeezing, it will work. But my problem is with this little piece that's supposed to be for the whip. So I'm going to give you some advice as to what's kind of worked for me. But there is no, like, you saw the difference. Like, so over here, you could see the nub. Oop, there we go. You can see the nub over here. On this one, there is no nub. What to speak of? It's just, that's it. There's no nub. There's nothing to catch. So he's got the two belts. This belt, the holster belt, is movable. So I've had to slide that up to kind of give it a little bit of space. He's got these notches on the belt, which do give a little bit of a separation between the hole and the belt, so you can push in on it. Once again, super, super gummy on that peg. I guess that's the best way of putting it, right? It's a peg. But you can already see, like, it, I've heated it up. I've literally been holding it flush and flat. I even tried the trick with the hair dryer, and like just squeezing it down flat and then putting them immediately into my refrigerator. This was all yesterday, which helps because originally he came out of the package and it was just hanging all the way down. So it kept that force, kept popping it out. So this has helped that work. And I think I'm going to need to do more, but there you go. See, it just kind of sticks out now. So when you hang it, it's the same issue. It's really hard to squeeze this in. And then, the weight and then like the moment, I don't want to say momentum, but science. I should have been watching my Blaze and the Monster Machines episodes. But what is it? The force, the pull, I should say, I guess it's a pull of the rubber has this thing popping out on me constantly. So frustrating. And when I do finally get it in there, and this is even tough now because of how I'm sitting, like, it's gummy. So this is my one critique. This is why it's not like the perfect indie figure, because this is a huge pain in the neck. So I just want you to be aware. I did talk to a couple of people that own it. One of them being Misty Owl Figures, and it's not just like I thought it might be another QC issue. There it is. I did get it there. But no, he has the same problem. So just be aware that that's going to be a little bit of a headache. Now, you can say, all right, Yimbo, you got it. Like, what's the big deal? Well, as soon as you do start posing it around, boom, it popped open again and falls off. So that is a point of frustration. So you can get it set, but then you got to, especially if for my fellow toy photographers, you got to be very careful once that is ported in, because it will pop out on you. It's going to be one of those frustrating things that you have a picture all set and then you go to like make a little tweak and then that's going to pop open. You're going to have to lift them up and do the whole thing again. So that is the one bummer with this figure. And it does seem to be plaguing all of them. Okay. So just to be aware that that's a thing. All right. So Cody says, Indiana Jones is an absolute menace. Yeah. Like I said, my wife, tapped out. Now, granted, it was late when I started the movie a few weeks ago, but she had tapped out after like 45 minutes or not even, maybe a half hour. I was like, come on, it's one of my favorite movies. So I gotta push her to check the rest of it. Needs to come with a back credit card. I like it. Oh, this is going back to the Mezco. I think Clooney would do everything in his power to stop that from happening. What a bummer for Mezco making them. Cody says, all right, going back to Indiana Jones, I think these figures look pretty dang good. They really do. And J-Shot 820's in the house. This is awesome because I will not be doing a live stream tomorrow. However, Friday. Again, little Yimbo, Yimbo lunchtime. J-Shot 820, I believe, is planning on joining me. So we're going to finalize the time, but it'll be around, this time-ish, so somewhere in the early afternoon, we'll get to do more. So J-Shot will be joining me. So that's awesome. Thanks for coming, man. But yeah, it's a cool figure. It's a really cool figure. That's just super annoying. And then again, it's that soft gummy plastic that kind of does it. But the rest of the figure is not that same Marvel Legends where it's super bendy. And this is all good stuff. The jacket is nice and soft, as you can see, but it will hold its form. But again, you can get some nice movement out of there. I'm assuming it's fairly easy to take off the bag if I wanted to. I haven't tried popping the head off. I guess I could try. Nope, I don't want to try. As soon as I tried, I was like, nah, he might need some heat, because I know Black Series figures I've had to heat up in the past in order to take that head off. And I might be able to swing this around. It is all tucked in under his back. So actually, that's very interesting. Yeah, the bag itself is under the jacket. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to just always leave this on because that's the look that I want and I'm going for. So I'm not going to ever worry about trying to take the satchel off. All right. So there's Indy. All right. Now the Major. All right. The Major. Let's check him out. We are going to do this unboxing right now. Boop. And like Dr. Spacecape said, these were the two that jumped out to him. These are the two that jumped out to me. Again, still, I know now they're going back to some tweaked version of window packaging again. And again, I'm all about doing what we can, especially corporations, because they're actually the main cause of all of the planetary, weather problems. So I'm all about corporations trying to be better. But there he is. But yeah, it still takes some getting used to. I'm still not used to it, is what I'm trying to say. All right. So here's Major. All right, drop this down a little bit. Okay. Awesome. I love that it's the look where his, this is just how he was in the movie, where the jacket is easy to come off because his arms are not actually in it, just hangs over him. Very cool. Let's see what he comes with. All right, so he's got some artifact pieces here. Again, it's a bummer that I won't be doing anything with them, but this stuff I could. I actually could see myself placing these somewhere, in Yimbonia. This one may be a little bit weirder to do, but this one for sure. If, again, if I just stick to these two figures from the line. Okay, so he also has a revolver. There we go. Let's just do that. There's this revolver. This one is a little bit different than Indy's because it actually has some paint to the handle, whereas Indy's is just all black. Oh, man. That's the hand with the burn mark on it. Very cool. Very cool. And then this is what sold me on this figure. Not that I do a lot of gory pictures myself, but, the end of this movie always creeped me out, the melted faces. And there we go. That is so gnarly. So gnarly. Let's get even closer there. Ooh, buddy. That's a bad day right there. That's a bad day. So you can see there's white paint on it, to go for the skull look. So the skull creeping out there, just melted candle right there. Yuck. And then he's got a fedora. So there we go. So he's a little I can use this guy as, I guess, a businessman in Yimtropolis back here for pictures if I really wanted to. All right, here we go again. Let's go. Hashtag Team Heat. That's right. I'm going to need heat if I want to pop off Indy's head. Let's see how it is with him, because sometimes I feel like when a toy does come with a second head sculpt, sometimes I find it easier to pop. But let's see. Yep. That was so much better. You know what freaked me out is the fedora, because this fedora is attached to Indy. So I didn't want to just yank that off or mess. Like I said, that's why I was like, oh, no, because I started feeling my fingers pull up on the fedora. Not that it was moving, but just the sides, and I didn't want to warp or do anything because, again, like, to me, there's no point in actually removing his head. But yeah, that popped off nicely. And then here we go. Ugh. And it does push down and squeeze on there. All right. And yeah, he only has... Oh, you know what? That's kind of frustrating. So if we look up the box, I'm just realizing a little point of frustration. Again, always got to be something that prevents it from being the perfect figure. But those are the accessories. You have the head, the hand with the scar, and then the revolver. I would have loved like these hands. Now, you know what? I'm complaining. I could use indies. Like, he's got these, like, there's his idle hands. I guess his idle hands. Like, this is an idle holding hand. I could use those if I really wanted to do, like, hands up type thing. So I'm not, you know what? It's here. It's not all in one box. So in terms of, you know, if you just got the one, but you know what? You're not just probably going to buy this guy anyway. So you are going to have an indie. So yeah, you know what? It will be possible because I feel like that would kind of make the whole look. He's got a regular grip hands here. Regular old grip hands. And then he's got the revolver trigger finger hands. So it's so gnarly. So gnarly. And that's what's cool. You know, like, I wanted this guy specifically for those kind of shots. Again, not that I go super gory with my toy photography, but I like having the option. Because you never know. But yeah, the jacket itself is restricting, you know, because there's no real, like, you're not going to get a ton of movement because this is going down past the waist, the jacket. So yeah, there's limited crunch there outside of the legs itself. Yeah, like, there's very little. You're not going to get anything. Let's be honest. You're not going to get anything. I like the tie on him. You know? And, you know, I keep telling myself, oh, yeah, he was going to be like, you know, he could be hanging out in the back of Yambonia. I don't know. Nazis aren't welcome. So maybe not. Maybe unless he's just getting his face melted. I don't know. We'll see. Again, it would be not in this character. He would just be a random civilian. So maybe that would be okay. But then I know. It's so silly. So let's get the jacket back on him. You know, he is neat. And that's going to be for the shots. Let's see if you can get some little walking out of him. He's got the same nice legs and feet. Oh, look at that. How about that? A Hasbro civilian figure that you can actually stand up in a walking pose. Wow. Considering, for those of you that have been collecting any of the Marvel Legends, whenever they have, like, business loafers, business suits, they are impossible to stand. Impossible. Agent Woo, Jimmy Woo, I thought was also going to be a little, he's a little bit better. But then when I think of guys like, Owen Wilson's character from the TVA, like, he just can't stand it all. So many of those suited guys, so many, like, we all know it's a thing. But yeah, you will be able to balance him up. This table gets a little wobbly on me as I'm moving, but I did get him for a second. There we go. Oh, he's proving me wrong. No, there we go. You can get him in pictures. Look at that. So a little walking pose. Ah, there he goes. So very neat. Super into him. There we go. And, you know, let's get some more indie posing going. So if I get the whip hands over here. That's not really a whip hands. He has, let's see, indie. He's got the fist. I guess he really only has, is that? Yeah, like, this isn't necessarily a whip hands. See how that is more of like grabbing for the idol because he's got the one. Not really a whip hand. Let's see. We'll try it out. We'll see if it works because I'm trying to do the revolver whip combo. I guess it works. Hey, there we go. It does work. All right, so I'm going to pose this guy up like so. All right, nice. Move Grogu out of the way. We'll talk about him in a second, too. There we go. Like I said, I blame the table, not the figures, because on my kitchen counter, I was messing with him, and he did a lot better job standing. So there you go. So Jaden's saying that head is great. So let's get Major back standing over here. Get these guys walking. So here he is. He's walking now. Walking guy. Let's see. Walking guy. Walking guy. So I know I'm there we go. Having a little bit of trouble. There we go. I just had to kind of space out the legs a little bit more. But there they are. So those are my 2 Indiana Jones figures. I am into them. I like them. You get some more, and you can see what I was talking about with the whip. You know, like it does kind of coil up on itself a little bit. But there we go. Get some posing down. Come on, Indy. Making me sweat now. Okay, I just had to move the ankle a little bit better. Come on. There he goes. Okay, cool. Let's catch up in the chat again. That's literally why I want it. Plus, he has great neck articulation. That ending traumatized me as a kid. Dude, me too. Jaden says the extreme sets are great, but they do be hard to stand figs on. That is very, very true. That's why, but back over here, that is extreme set building 6.0. And I had to make my own street and sidewalk out of foam board. Speaking of that, I wanted to thank It All Figures for helping me right now. I haven't done anything yet, but Mezco Keaton inspired me so much because if you notice, this is, oops, back up a little second. This actually, what I've been using here is a diorama print of the Batcave, which works nicely. You know, I do recommend them, especially for those of you that might be starting into toy photography. They are nice, affordable ways to keep going, you know, like to get going and get really realistic looking shots right away. So I like this one quite a bit. I'm thinking of combining or using these on foam board and then building a Batcave around it. But then It All Figures has been sending me ideas on just crafting my own. So I actually bought 4 foam boards, and I won't be able to do it today because, like I said, I'm going to be picking up my kids in a little bit. But I think Friday, I want to bang out a bunch of shots in my Dio, and then yeah, maybe get to start building based off of these plans. They are very like he's like just starting out with diorama making, but he's such a talented person that he's already blowing me out of the water with what I think I'm able to do. So I look at his plans. I kind of can picture. I mean, I have a picture because he sketched it out for me, and I'm just wrapping my brain around it still. I'm still wrapping my brain around it. All right. So Indiana Jones. But anyway, let's get back to Mezco. Keaton. Gotta love Keaton. Here we go. Let's get him out of the way. Wanted to talk about this guy again. Give me all the Keaton Batman content. So number 1, I recommend checking out Captain McKay. I have to actually comment so he knows, but I liked and watched his Mezco Keaton review as well as that classic comic book Superman. He did like both figures in a review video. That dude is great, like really fun stuff. So I highly recommend checking out Captain McKay. We shared a lot of the same sentiments between his video review and then my live stream review. So here's the big thing. You know, I know a lot of you guys, you know, did check out or were with me when I unboxed, and then the next day when I did my in-depth review. stream, and I showed the Dork Lair had posted a video of finding copper wire right at Michael's. So that was what I did yesterday. I went to Michael's, I went to Lowe's and Home Depot, and got my haircut. So this is it. It was 20 gauge. I ripped off the tag. It's upstairs. But it's whatever the Dork Lair recommended. I started filming a little stupid video in case I decided to make a reel. So it is, I could tell you exactly. It is 20 gauge. 20 gauge. So it's super easy to work with. I had just laid it out like next to it last night. I was doing this, watching TV with my wife, and then I would just use pliers and bend back and forth, and it just breaks off very easily. And you're going to see how it's all coiled up. It's not ideal, to be perfectly honest, and I'm going to show you why. So there's also a couple little things I wanted to add on about Keaton Batman, because I think I'm going to be emailing Mezco. I'm hoping that they've held on to some, extra stock, because I think I might be asking for a replacement. And I'm going to go through why. You could tell me if I'm being silly or not. But we know that there was the issue with the cape. I did get it down. It took a lot of work. Unfortunately, you could see the string loose over here did snap on me. Now the whole thing is still sewn on, but that again makes me nervous because it did break. Like it's supposed to be here. If I bring it in close, I know it's black. It's kind of tough to see there, but see how there's the stitching up top on this side, but now it broke from there to there. So the rest of it is still sewn on. And once it's on, see, it doesn't even fully stay on. And I know it's not just me that's having this problem. It is, like I was telling you, it is because they put so much, like even Captain McKay's review, same deal, just so much fabric and material under there. So, but that doesn't, inspire a ton of confidence. But like, I just am careful about it. It does hide it under the cowl, but that's annoying that just popped off, because it's always like a 5-minute fight now. I've gotten better with it, but I literally need a thing to like push the fabric back and then push it all the way down the notches, because I want it to stay on. And of course, now I'm not going to be able to do exactly what I was going to show you guys, because it did pop off on me. But let me see, because like I hook this one side and then I squeeze down, and then still like, yeah, there's the fabric on this one side that's still extra. I'm dealing with it. It's not the end of the world. And I probably wouldn't reach out to him, because so many people, like, I feel like this is the problem with it. But there is something else that I'm going to show you. But anyway, I did add those copper wires. So the one thing is that you can feel a difference between the gauge that they use. I don't know if I should have gone even like higher number gauge, which is even thinner. I didn't even see if they had it. But it does have, so it's here in this back one, over here and over here. So it does help with this, because like when you just have the figure, it billows out on the sides, because it's not heavy enough for it to hang. So because of this wire, what I've been doing is folding, and then you can bend back. So see, that side works. So I'm going to show you on this side. So I fold in between the wires here, like so, and then I push back, and that's a little bit better. As you can see, it's still not perfect, but at least now with that copper wiring, I can get it hanging a little bit more. See, there you go. So it doesn't have the big triangle, even though it's the wired cape. So that's neat. So that part helps. It just doesn't work quite like the Mezco wiring, because again, I think that's a thinner gauge. But it's, again, just something else to play around with, because it moves it because it's the 20 gauge. I thought that was what he recommended, but yeah, like you can feel it move around when you go to bend it. So like it pops like bloop bloop because it is, again, it came in a coil like this, so it's not fully straightened out, but not terrible. And then again, I wanted to shout out. I'm not sure if this is the exact one I'm going to be using, but real quick, I wanted to show you guys. If you haven't subscribed, because I want to thank him for doing it. But Maz's Toy Box, my man Pablo, and I'm going to talk about Pablo in a second too. But recommend that I reach out to Maz to see what he puts on his Hot Toys Michael Keaton to preserve the rubber, and he recommended it was like a $30 one. I don't know if it was maybe from China or Japan. I'm not sure, just because it was on Amazon, but it was like $33. This one was $17, $18 basically, but it's technician grade dielectric grease, and it is silicone based. And it's supposed to be rubber safe. So I'm still not using this until I email and hear from Mezco about this issue I am going to show you about. Not that I want to like have this thing pop up, but anyway, if, hold on a second. Wait, I'm going to remove that for a second because it wasn't even doing a good job. So where is it? There we go. Maz's Toy Box. So just so you guys know, every Tuesday, Maz goes live with Pablo and like Trevor 16Shooter. And if you use the hashtag ToyMaz, you have a chance to get featured on their show where they'll give you really, really great photography critiques. They know what they're talking about. So just want to give them a little shout out. Nice little plug. All right. Whoop. There we go. So I'm going to pop this off to show you what you guys think I should do. Now, you saw when I was posing them up the other day, I was trying to do a right hook like I always like. And I think, number one, I don't know if I'm going to do any punching with this Keaton. And I was, even in Batman Returns, he does a lot of blocking and kicking, a lot of kicks. So I think if I'm going to go action scenes, I'm going to do a lot of kicking with him. So what I discovered, so here, this part right here, you can see, look at that. It's wobbly. Whereas, like, this is really rugged and pushed down. Now, Rabbits Den Collectibles sent me a video. I forget the name of the person that posted it, but his suit had torn, so he ripped it all open and showed off the articulation in detail, like really moving around the skeleton. And even out of the rubber, it isn't really, really hard to move around. This guy was struggling with it. So that's where I'm not see how that does that. That makes me nervous. Again, I'm all about the longevity if I can do it. Now it does stay down in this way. But as soon as I go up, because that's the whole thing, you got to go up, and then there's those ball sockets in there. So if I want to punch, see, like there you go. You have to go up and over, the way that works. But then over here, and then you can see like it's not holding the angle that I want. A little bit up is okay, but see, look at that. Whoa. So what do you guys think? Is that I feel like this is email worthy, like just in terms of longevity. It does have a butterfly joint to it. Now that worked fine, pushing it back down, but sometimes I'll hit a spot in the shoulder where it will just pop back up just like that. So I'm not trying to just recreate it because, like I said, it makes me nervous, but you can see this, like that's everything else super hard, super and by the way, I want to say I'm going to enjoy whether or not they agree to a replacement. If you guys think I should be contacting them about this issue, I love it. I've killed my toy anxiety about it. I am just going to have a blast with this guy. I'm going to, again, do the things that people are recommending. Again, I hope this is going to work out. but I'm going to do the things with this figure to preserve the rubber. I got a display case. Again, thank you, Pablo, for the recommendation. So to keep him dust free and to keep him, you know, like, again, out of, you know, that moisture. It was an acrylic display case. So yes, I'm not displaying this guy in a box. I love my toys. I want to look at him, and he will be out in my basement toy room. But I'm going to just have fun. The rubber is super thick, and that's what the one review that Rabbit's Den sent me, or not review, but the articulation video. And the guy was he was saying, like, it was so thick, this rubber, that I really like, as long as you're being careful, you know, not to fight the joints. And now I feel like I know how these joints move and how they're supposed to go, that I'm not too worried about it anymore. So I'm just gonna have fun, dude. I love this toy. It is bizarre and awesome, and it's just a blast. So my toy anxiety has been killed. I'm just gonna have fun with them. But yeah, like, there is that one little piece to it, that this. So I'm gonna check the comments now. I haven't been doing that just to get your feedback. See, there's another. There it is. There is that one spot in the joint. Everything else, you see how much I'm playing and messing around. And if I get back, see, ooh, now there it is. There's that one spot. Look at that. That's not cool, right? Like, what do you think? Is that replacement worthy? So if I pull the butterfly joint up a little bit, still, I usually have to come up, over, and then no, and then see, now that didn't work because that locked it. Not locked it, but there was that resistance there. But there we go. So I can get it to that down point, you know, because I want to make sure that when he is in the case, that he's just going to be in this neutral vanilla pose. So there it is. That's the big thing right there. All right. So here we go. Let us check the chat. Okay. So Liquid Momentum. Toht's hat is removable, but Indy's isn't. What's up with that? Going back to the Indy figure, I have no idea that choice. I think it's because they're going to pump out like 20 Indiana Jones. That's my guess. I had the white suit, the white, sports jacket figure pre-ordered from Target. I ended up canceling it because, you know, this is really just the one Indy that I needed in order for my, to have Indy ideas for my toy collection and toy photography. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably why. But it's also, it's very silly that they could have had it come off. They could have, but they didn't. Again, Hasbro gonna Hasbro. Like, they can't just give us the perfect figure. And let's see, the ending with those graphics, very daunting, right? Daunting, just everything. It was a mind. It messed me up as a kid. Let's see, because they want you to buy all the hatless versions. See, there you go. That's exactly right. They want us to do that. I'll have to see because, like, the white suit jacket, it's really just from that one moment in Temple of Doom, right, early on. So I don't need that particular Indy, but I'll take a look at some of the other ones if I can get like an iconic stuff. All right, so Jaden, I know, Batty Boy, I know he was one of the people that Mezco had canceled on. I'm sorry, Jaden. Like, seriously, again, this is not rubbing it in. I'm just trying to share in my toy joy with you guys. But yeah, like, that doesn't make me happy, but the rest does. And I think that's why it's more of a QC thing. Like, this one video, and again, you can reach out to Marco. I also have it in my DM. So if anybody does want to see some guy playing around with just the skeleton, I can send you that link. Let's see. So after that long of a wait, it should be 100% perfect. I agree with you. And that's why, between the cape and the arm, I feel like I should be emailing. And that's going to be my plan. I'll probably do the contact. I'll contact them right after this stream before I go get my kids, which it is 2:00. Dr. Space Cape says, damn, dude. Yeah. So, all right. So what do you guys, you thinking? Yeah. Shoot them an email about that. Okay. So, one of my friends, Figure Battles, one of the friends of the community, and in the toy photography Discord, when I was asking Rob about his, he did say that he doesn't have that issue with this, like, one loose shoulder joint, but he said a friend of his did. I think it was Figure Battles. Either way, Figure Battles is awesome. And he said that I should reach out because a friend of his had the Alien with the seamless tech and had a similar issue. That was ordered through Big Bad Toy Store, so they sent the replacement out. But yeah, so I'm glad I'm not crazy because like I know I had my toy anxiety. I know I was like not moving him and being very scared, but that's no longer the case. Like I do really love this guy. I am obviously still like gentle with him as I'm screwing around with him, but I know how he works. I know how he moves, and I can get some really cool stuff out of him. I'm definitely going to be doing a shot. I was going to try to shoot with him today, but now that it's kid pickup time, I'm going to have to wait until Friday. I have my kids all day tomorrow, which I'm super pumped about. So like, see, it will get stuff that I want, but just the fact that it's loose means like there's always going to be, see, like not there, like not exactly what I want. Not exactly what I want. But I do want to shoot the Felix Toys Joker since he's in that awesome, trench coat, Jack Nicholson vibes. I want to do like the holding him up, in the climactic scene, get the blood face going, probably throw him up over on one of my second stories over here. So, yeah. All right. Since I saw the time, it is that time for me to go be a daddy and go pick up my kids. But thank you all for joining me today. I hope I gave you some stuff to think about and to not even just think about, just to enjoy during, midday lunch or just midday in general. See, there it is. Like it takes me a while now to figure out how to get it back to where it's staying down. There we go. So there's down and over. But again, I don't have to play that game with this arm. So that's why I want to reach out to him. So yeah, I'm going to email Mezco. I'm going to go pick up my kids. Thank you all for your feedback. Thank you all for, again, giving up part of your life, listening to me talk about toys. The Indiana Jones figures are very cool. And like I said, on Friday, I'm going to be, I believe still, like that's the plan, going live with J-Shot 820. And tonight, J-Shot and Machu Toy over on the Machu Toy YouTube channel for Between Two Sentinels. They are at 8 p.m. and they have D Amazing on. And then at 8:45, we have the Toy Pick Community Top 10 with my fellow toy daddies, Toy Father and No Chewing. So looking forward to that. So, double dose of Yimbo today. And then tomorrow, figuratively speaking, with Jaden, Dr. Space Cape, Toy Mirth. Super cool. And I think that's it for plugs. As always, if you're just finding me, every Sunday night at 8 p.m., I have Yimbo Buys Everything, my podcast about life and toys, as they all fall down on me. And you know what? There is one more thing I wanted to show. Hang on a second. Little fun way to close this out. I was mentioning my friend Pablo, and right before, there we go. Right before we go, I posted, or right before I went live, this is my half to a collab. I took that yesterday. Super proud of it. Super proud of how that came out. Let me make myself a little smaller. Boop. No, that doesn't want to do it. Hang on. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. Can I do it this way? There we go. So I was very proud of how that came out. I was on a tear yesterday. I got a few, shots done. I was trying to replicate. I was using the Hammond's T-Rex that I had just previously unboxed last weekend. And so it was really cool. So Pablo has suggested doing a Conan collab. He heard me, I guess, talking about using the Dine at the T-Rex with it. So he had sent me his half first, which is this. And then that gave me the idea to do that action scene. So it's like Taming the Beast collab. Really awesome. So Pablo, thank you again. Please go check out PL_toybox_photography. He is fantastic. His stuff is lights out. Just does really incredible work. So thank you again. Mythic Legion, Spiro Toys, Plunderling work. He does really excellent stuff. There's just more Conan stuff. So thank you, Pablo, for that. And then another one real quick to share is what I was mentioning before over on Amazon, I have a storefront. Again, I'm not personally sending. These are just like my lists that I've put together with the help of my wife. Everything is sorted out really nicely. Anything I ever talk about on this show, this is stuff that I own. So like here, this is what I'm going to be hopefully building with this Grogu with J Shot on Friday. At least that's what I want to do. McFarlane toys that have come in. You could see it, but there's the 2 indies that I currently own. But yeah, so if you want to check that out, can't recommend, by the way, side note, can't recommend this enough, everybody. This charger, I know Ramen Toys is coming out with on, and then the price-wise, people are like, but it's like kind of close to Hasbro. And I wanted that charger. I backed that charger for the record. But you know, everybody was saying, oh, but oh wait, let me click over on it. For the price, and then no, you know, it didn't get backed. Which fine. I was happy either way. I was like, I'm gonna, you know, if I pay $350, I'm not, my credit card's gonna hate me. My wife is gonna be upset with me, but I'm gonna get a sweet looking charger. And then it, you know, you're gonna get all those extra figures. And for this Ramen Toys one, it looks awesome. I've never owned anything Ramen Toy wise. It doesn't mean I'm not interested in it, but price wise, when you add all the accessories to it, especially up on Big Bad, I think it comes out pretty close to the HasLab. And I know people are now up in arms. Guess what? This car is sick. I just use it with John Wick, working headlights, and you know, now obviously the tail light is going to be, you know, the Batmobile turbo boost. But from the front, this is a sick car. It's so amazing, and look at that price, significantly better. Just letting you know. That exists, and it can fit 110 and 112 scale figures. So I'm just saying, if you were looking for, just sharing one more time. Let's see, going back to Instagram real quick. But yeah, if you want to see, here we go. If I go over to my page, I've done one so far, and like I said, I just took, there it is. So that's the car in a toy photography shot. I love it. And it drives. Like my son and I were having a blast driving it around the backyard the other day. And it does fit 110 and 112 scale inch figures. Now, Deadpool, I was able to slide in NASCAR style. Some other figures, like I think if I was going to put in that, like when the Mezco one drops, the Battinson, there are screws underneath, and like 88 Figs had recommended to take the screws off to lift the whole top chassis, whatever you call it, off. But it fits them. That's all I'm telling you. It fits McFarlane's, fits 6-inch figures. It's beautiful. So significantly less. But I'm not trying to spend your money, and I'm also not trying to tell you how to spend your money. I'm just letting you know that these things exist and that you have options. So, you know, the HasLab failed. We know that. The Ramen Toy ones, it looks great. Support small businesses. You know, if you're fired up about it, it looks gorgeous. And just letting you know that you don't necessarily have to spend HasLab money to get a charger looking vehicle. All right. So that's all, just letting you know. But yeah, thank you again, Jaden, for hanging out. Zach, appreciate it, man. All of you guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me this afternoon, and hope to see you at the TPC Top 10. Again, just search for Toy Pick Community or go right to the front page of my channel and you'll see the Toy Pick Community YouTube is right there. Throw us a sub. Always appreciate it. We're just doing our best to help raise up the community raise up everyone in the Toy Pick community, toy photographers everywhere. And that's it. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tonight. Peace.